It's raining on the farm today. Can you see how different the clouds looked from yesterday? The rain is dripping off things at the farm. Drip, drip, drip down the drain pipes. Running down the garden wall. So I thought today we would have a walk about the farm and see what kind of cool plants and trees we can find here. Let's go. Got some cool wee mushrooms here. These are the seeds from the beech tree, beech nuts. What happens is, when they're growing on the tree, these little pockets are closed, and as they open when the conditions are right, they release the little seeds that you can see here. They would then fall to the ground and hopefully become a new tree. Can you notice how smooth the bark is on this old beech tree? Lots of moss is growing on it. And the leaves on the beech tree are quite special. They only let go of the old brown ones when there's new ones coming through, just like our baby teeth. Can you notice that this tree has kept hold of its beech nuts, although the seeds themselves have come out? Do you also notice the buds on the end of the beech tree and what they look like? This is the bark of a different beech tree. Do you notice the lines and marks? Isn't the beech tree pretty against the sky? Lichen grows very slowly, so this proves that this evergreen is a very old tree. And it also shows us how healthy the air is here. Can you notice the ferns growing along this branch? Ferns are quite a special plant. Instead of spreading by seed, they spread by spores. And the spores are on the back of the leaf. Can you see them there? The plant we can see here are called snake's head Vitilia. This is because the flowers look just like the heads of snakes. How cool! Isn't nature amazing? Can you notice this branch had been cut off, and the branch from this big tree has almost grown right round it. Can you see the hole that the woodpecker made? And the cool fungus above it? This woodpecker has done a lot of excavation on this old tree. Can you see his entry hole? Some spring buds are tiny. The buds of the chestnut tree are very huge. Can you see my hand behind them and how big they are? A good way to identify the horse chestnut tree is by looking for the little horseshoes all the way up the branches. Another interesting plant we have on the farm here is a plant called bamboo. It's not native to Scotland like other plants we have here. In fact, it's native to China. It's one of the main food sources for Mr. Panda here. Let's take a closer look. Bamboo here is often used to make garden canes. The daffodils have come out. This is a farm apple orchard. They're very old trees and produce a lot of apples each year. Can you see the buds at the end of the apple tree branches? We have another non-native tree here called the eucalyptus, and normally they come from Australia, the same place as Katie the koala does. Aren't the leaves of the eucalyptus tree really pretty? Who do you think lives down these holes?
Hi kids, how you doing? I thought we could talk about something else other than sheep today, and I thought, why don't I tell you about some of the stuff that grows in the farm. This is a larch tree. And what we can do with this is, when it's time for these trees to be cut down, which some of them have to be at certain points, and these are mature, we cut them down, and what we do is, if you follow me, make them into gate posts, and gates on this one here. Also another thing that grows in the farm is this, and we can cut this. We can cut this and make it into what we call a shank for a stick, for a shepherd's crook. We can use these. We use these for catching sheep or just for walking. If you want to see a hazel tree, if you follow me, I'll show you one. These are also the trees you get hazelnuts from. This is a hazel tree here. And funnily enough, these are the flowers of the hazel tree. And what we call these is, back to sheep again, we call these lamb's tails. Aren't they pretty?
The bark on the larch looks like this. The larch tree grows little cones like these. But unlike other trees that grow cones, the larch tree loses its needles every year and begins, as you can see here, to grow new ones in the spring. This is the burr that we normally have in our classroom at school. A burr comes from a tree. It's a bit like a wart. Pretty things can be made from burrs, as you'll see in a moment. Farmer William's been very busy in his workshop. Farmer William also made a planter from the larch tree. We're going to plant some of our pretty flowers we're growing in it.
Hi kids, how you doing? You probably recognise this. This is the burr out of Miss Blackie's classroom that you all know. Now what this is a wart that grows on the tree, and some trees are absolutely covered in it. This is one here. This is an elm burr, and this is an elm branch. And what you can do is, once the tree has been cut down, you can slice it, and you get all these lovely patterns running through it. And then what you can do is, this was a great big burr. What I've done is, I've made this into a giant bowl. It's still a work in progress. I've still got a bit to do, but you get the general idea.
This is the small branch from the ash tree. Can you see how the bud at the end looks just like a cow's hoof? This is a young ash tree, and just behind it you can see the size they can grow to. Absolutely huge.